Hi. There was this one time, it was around the holidays. I can't remember. I just know it was warm outside where I live. It's cold. I live in Michigan. Um, but it was warm outside. So I'm thinking it was probably like Memorial Day or the 4th of July or Labor Day, something like that. Like we would all meet up at my grandma's house. Everybody in the family, like the whole family, would meet up there. And I'm walking up, and everyone is just like staring at me, like the whole time. And I'm like, as I'm walking up the walkway, I'm looking like, what in the world? But then one of my cousins broke that awkward whatever that was. And she was like, you got that from DMB. She's like, I stopped by there too. I went by the grand opening and I saw that outfit and really liked it. So I bought the same thing. And the crazy thing is we have like similar tastes. There's these heels that I really, really, really liked. Like I was obsessed. And then she posted them. She had bought them and she posted them. And guess what? We had the same birthday. So yeah, but she broke that whole awkward whatever that was, that trance everybody was in, and I'm just like, I'm looking like, what? It was so weird. She broke that, and every now and again, whenever that moment crosses my mind, I wonder, like, did she see it, or was she just always being her, or was she being her like authentic self? And I don't know. It was just weird. What is that called? What is that spirit? Because it was strange. And then I mentioned something at the time. One of my nieces, was staying with me and my kids, and I mentioned it, and she was like, "Oh my God!" When I walked up, they did the same thing. And she said I was looking like, I'm like, that is weird. That is awkward. But they did it to just me and her. And every single time, like, honestly, when I would come around, they would either pretend like they didn't see me, or if they were going somewhere, they wouldn't invite me, or if they were having something like at their house, they wouldn't invite me and be like, oh, it wasn't enough room. And it wasn't just me, it would be like my kids too. Like there was a time it was a birthday party. Like my cousin, she was doing a birthday party, and she said that, like, my kids could go, but I didn't have a car at that time. And another cousin, her sister, she always acted like real weird towards me. She was like, oh, we don't have any room in the car. Okay, that's fine, whatever. And I don't feel comfortable with sending my kids somewhere where they're clearly like not wanted. Although the person who was actually throwing the party said it was okay. If there's other weird energy, I don't feel comfortable sending my kid, and I'm not there either. So we all ended up going, me and my kids. We ended up going, and when we got there, that sister wasn't there. And she came like while we was there. I think they were like cutting the cake, singing happy birthday. They were doing something, and there was a knock at the door. So the one who was actually throwing the party was like, hey, can you go get the door? I went and got it, opened the door. It was the sister. And she goes, ugh, they came. What? Like, what in the world? I'm just like, okay. But yeah, I really wish that we hadn't went, to be like completely honest. And it had nothing to do with her. It was that night while we were there, the kids were swimming. I was in the pool and everything with them, but then it was time for us to leave. We were just leaving the party. They were like spending the night or whatever. I was getting me and my kids ready, and my son, he was probably like 3 years old at the time. We were fully dressed, okay? Like fully dressed. He was in the water with his floaties on. So, he would run, jump, and all that. But he ran off, and we were dressed about to leave. So he didn't have floaties on. He took off running and jumped in the pool. Oh my God. I just, I don't know. And I froze. I froze. That still like haunts me, honestly. Because I froze. I didn't know what to do. I was just like standing there. And then my cousin, who it was the one who was throwing the actual birthday party, was like, get him! So I like jump in the pool with like fully clothed, purse, phone in my pocket, everything, jump in the pool to get him. And I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. It just really bothered me. Just the whole thing just bothered the heck out of me. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. So yeah, back to the story. Back to the story. I just wanted to put that in there because it's towards me and my kids. And then I also noticed that her kids asked the one who not the one who was throwing the party, the sister. Her kids act funny towards my kids as well. Like my kids would see like one of her kids or her son and would be like, hey, and he just keep going like he don't even see them or hear them. And it's like, he acts just like his mama child. And another time, I was over at my grandma's house and I was doing laundry. And I'm walking up from the basement and I walk past the room and I see my daughter and her daughter in the room. And her daughter is just like hitting my daughter. And I was just walking, like minding my business, and I just so happened to catch a glimpse of it. And I like backtracked and looked and was like, what are you doing? Keep your hands to yourself. And like she was like hitting her like I'm like, what the heck? And then it was another time, her daughter, I had got my daughter hair straight ironed for the very first time. And it's like real pretty and long. And they're just playing, but her daughter just kept like pulling her hair. And my daughter kept coming in saying like, hey, you know, she keeps pulling my hair and she's hitting me. And they just acted like they didn't even hear anything. So then after she came in the second time, I said, well, go out there and do it back. And then everybody want to get up and leave and talk about I have an attitude. No, I don't. No, I don't. You just heard my child come in here and tell you what your child was doing and you had nothing to say. So now that I said, okay, well, put your hands right back on her again. Don't let nobody do that to you. Whoop her, hit her. Hit her back. And hit her real hard. The way that you be fighting your brothers, fight her like that. But go even harder. Okay? Teach her something. Let her know, don't you ever put your hands on nobody. I'm holding back because I love you and my family. But since you don't care about me, I won't care about you either. So come on, you about to catch this. I can't stand me though. But yeah, I'm sorry, I got so sidetracked. What is that? What is that? What is that? Why do people act so ugly? And then you can tell when somebody just don't like you because their kids like imitate their behavior. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I ain't never did nothing to you. What's wrong with you? What? Just odd, very odd behavior. Very odd behavior. But yeah, what is that spirit called? What is that? I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. So yeah, even like out just a regular old day, I'll go over there, knock at the door, and some of the people that like live there will open up the door and be like, or I could see them walking to the door and it's like, what in the world? Like they just hated to see me coming. I'm like, it's just very weird. But yeah, what is that called? Somebody let me know. And have you ever experienced something like that? Like people just did not like just you. They just couldn't stand to see you coming. What are your stories? Come on, share with me.